Hello everyone, this is my second recording of this video. I'm gonna make a programming language tier list. I already tried to make one. These tier maker lists are very old. I made them a long time ago. And I have two of them here. This is the first one I made and this is the second. Fuck. Yeah, because I recorded already. Let's reset. All right, let's reset. That's cool. All right, cool. Yeah, that one has the full tier list. So, uh, this is the new one, right? So I cut some languages from the old one and made a new one. There are two languages that I didn't cut for some reason, and also one language that I forgot to include something new in. I'll talk about that. So these are the languages that I did not use. The reasons for them being, for these four, Elm, Hack, LiveScript, and ReasonML, is that they are very similar to other languages, and they fucking compile to very similar backends. They're not that different from their host language or their inspired language. Idris would be here if it was. A lot of languages could be here that I did not put here in the first place. Anyway, I'm not using them. I don't really care about those languages that much either. I am keeping TypeScript because it's just a little unique. You know, you don't have a lot of things like TypeScript, and it's kind of popular. The reason I didn't put IO is because it's fucking old, man. No one fucking cares about IO. In this tier list, you see I said no Objective-C, Tackle, Mathematica, Visual Basic, Fortran Basic. Languages that are relevant. I don't really know about Fortran and Basic. I feel like those are kind of cool languages. But yeah, Tackle is not in this list for the same reason as fucking IO, alright? They're kind of toy languages that no one uses. These languages, Smalltalk, Chapel, Pony, Rebel, Red, R, Vala, V, Ren, Racket, and Zig. These are languages that I do not know much about, nor do I think they're that relevant in this case. Like Smalltalk, it's kind of old. It's not that really relevant to what we're doing here. Pony, I don't know that much about it. Same with Chapel. Same with R. Red and Reball are really kind of irrelevant. I don't know about Vala. I don't know about V. I don't know about Ren. I don't know about Racket. I don't know about Zik. I don't know those five languages. I know nothing about them. So, as we get that out of the way, let's fucking talk about our languages here. So, starting with Ada. So what I did is I made a ton of fucking... I added a bunch of tiers to what I thought I was going to do. So A+, right? And we got B+. You might see that my voice is a little bit, raggedy. I don't know what, shit. It's because I'm a little tired because I already recorded like 50, 60 minutes of footage and I'm kind of worn out. Just trust me here. Shit. Okay, just trust me, alright? I'm gonna get through this with the best of my ability. So Ada in my list went in A+. The reason being is Ada has a really cool type system. It had really cool features for its time. A lot of new languages take inspiration from Ada where they need it. I don't know about Ada that much personally. I know that it's a fast language. I know that it's a cool language. It's made by the fucking Department of Defense, right? It has its uses, alright? It was made with an idea in mind. It was made with a vision and a clear idea going forward. And Ada has left its mark on languages today with many features that I do not know or remember, alright? I'm sure there are some of them. This is an opinion tier list. It's not a fucking fact tier list. Alright, Salon, I put Salon in B tier. Salon is a JVM or JavaScript compiled language that was great for its time. It has really weird fucking keywords. Really just unintuitive shit all around, but it did have good features for what it does at the time. It was cool. I don't know much about this language. I don't even know why I put it in this tier list. Alright? Just let me fucking be. It's Salon. It's fucking Salon, dude. There's not much to say. C sharp, I put it above Salon and B tier. C sharp is not that special on its own, in my opinion. .NET is really what makes it cool. Uh, Compared to other languages, C sharp does not, hold up its horse, whatever. In modern day, it doesn't really go. It's definitely a bit better language design than fucking Java or something. But .NET is really the meat of C sharp, in my opinion. .NET is what does all the hard work. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever. Common Lisp, I put it between C sharp and Salon. Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fucking huge spoilers. Jesus Christ. I might change my opinion too. Who knows? Just ignore what you saw if you saw anything. All right. Common Lisp. It's just Common Lisp. You gotta respect it. It's not like its implementations differ. Fucking whatever, man. It's there. Okay, just fucking accept it for where it is. I'm gonna give. Oh shit! I forgot to add Clojure. Okay, so the problem with the last time I did this was that I forgot Clojure. And I know where Clojure goes in the tier list, so there's no need to worry. And I will say it eventually. But, okay, you gotta trust me. You know what? Let's fucking use Ren in place of Clojure. That'll be kind of confusing. But I'm sure we can work it out, alright? No, Racket. Let's use Racket instead of Clojure. That's fucking stupid, man. I don't want to do that. Alright. Yeah, Racket and Ren. Like I said, Racket and Ren. These are languages that I will not use. Well, I don't know enough about these, especially Ren. All I know is that it's a dynamic language close to Lua in speed, Lua-JIT in speed. And it's simple, and it has fibers or whatever. Just fucking let it go, man. C++, I put it in B tier below Salon. The reason being is that C++ is not that much of a productive language. Every single cool feature that C++ has or had have been implemented into new languages. Its extensive standard library is being adopted into languages. Its new features that are weird and outlandish have been done in better ways or in the same way but enhanced and a long time ago in other languages, like concepts. That shit's old and is not cool. Template programming, for example, that is an old concept that has been grown from and new things are being done instead of. But it is a fast language and it is good for what it is. So it's good. Okay? Cool. Let's move on. Shit. Crystal, I put Crystal in A tier, I'm pretty sure, instead of A+. I'm not gonna check for that one. Crystal is just productive, man. It's fast in a lot of situations. People like Crystal. It doesn't have Windows support. I am on Windows, and I could say it looks like a cool language. All right, just fucking trust me. It just seems really good. Like the people that use it are pretty happy, and I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? Dart. All right, Dart. Dart is next. Dart, I believe I put it in C+ tier. I'm gonna look for this one. What? It's in C tier. All right. Dart is in C tier. The reason being, Dart has insanely cool tooling. It has, live code reloading. It has Flutter. It has all this cool stuff. The problem with Dart is that it's fucking Dart, alright? Google has this thing where they take languages and they make them really fucking simple and lame. It's Dart, dude. It doesn't do anything unique, alright? That's what I could say. That's what I could say about Dart. I don't have many opinions otherwise. I'm sure Dart is moving up in the world, dude. I'm sure it's going to get better over time. It's going to get a little more attention from Google than some other languages, that I'm pretty sure are going to get abandoned pretty fucking quickly, all right? I'm sure that those languages that Google is working on, multiple languages, it's not a single language, are gonna get a little behind on development in the future. You know what I fucking mean? D, let's D. All right, D is an A plus. I put D in A plus tier. I think. Nope. All right. Oh my god. Yeah, I really need the fucking reference, guys. I'm sorry that you're seeing the spoiler, but just be patient with me. All right. So D is worse than Crystal in my opinion. First of all, something Crystal lacks is that it's forced. Like you're forced to use the LLVM in Crystal, right? And there's like no save functions like in D. There's no I don't know if there's a no GC annotation or what. I don't know enough about Crystal, but I'm sure D is closer to bare metal than Crystal is, right? But the thing about Crystal is it's much easier to write. There's much better metaprogramming. D's metaprogram is kind of weak, to be honest. The mix-in stuff, I don't think that's great. D's syntax is weird in places. There's just really weird ways of declaring things. But it is a good language for what it is. It has really good functionality. The people that use it like it. Like, there's not much bad to say about it, all right? Okay, let's move on. Eiffel. Eiffel should not be on this list, but I'm putting it in here anyway because I looked at a Wikipedia page of it and I like what I saw a little bit, okay? So Eiffel is in B+. As much as I remember, that's where it is, but even beyond that, I am currently choosing to put it in B+, the things that I've seen. Apparently, it's a little excessive on the object orientation. The language creator went a little, cuckoo. They went a little crazy. But the contract-based programming and the way the program was, fucking structured looks pretty cool based on the Wikipedia article I saw. You gotta fucking trust me here, okay? I'm not a fucking expert, but I have a little bit of fucking experience, all right? You gotta trust me on some things, all right? Don't just take my opinion and say, "Oh, I'm never gonna use this language." But just, consider my opinion sometimes, Get to know me a little bit, alright? Alright, let's move on. Eiffel. Elixir. I put Elixir below C++, thank God. Alright. Elixir is not a bad language, dude. It's expressive as hell. It has macros. It has... What else? It has... expressive syntax. It has pattern matching. It has everything from Erlang, all those cool things. It's a little slow. The implementation is a little limited because of the Erlang VM, but it does do what it promises to do at the end. People like it. I'm guessing I like it. All right, I like Elixir. It looks cool. It belongs where it belongs, in my opinion. Erlang. Let's move on to Erlang. I don't know much about this language, and I don't know where I put it in the last fucking tier list, but I'm putting it as C+ now just because I don't know much about it, and I'm sure it's a little worse than Elixir. It looked a little stupid when I saw it. It looked a little fucking verbose. I don't know anything, alright? Don't fucking trust me here. It seems like people overall have gotten better at doing things of programming, in things that Erlang is doing. If Erlang was revolutionary in its own time, it won't be that revolutionary now. I think it's aged a little bit. Okay, that's all I can say about Erlang. Let's move on to F sharp. F sharp is a little. I don't know much about F sharp. It seems pretty expressive. I'd put it above C sharp if I remember correctly, and I will put it above C sharp because no, actually I'm putting it below Eiffel. Yeah, okay. Let's not go crazy. All right, it's below Eiffel. It's above Eiffel. Actually, I give up. F sharp is definitely a user-oriented programming language. The users definitely influence what the developers do, what the language design ends up being. And I feel like that makes F sharp a pretty unique language. and it takes advantage of .NET, all those things that comes with .NET, and also like F sharp is a cool language. All right, I am going to skip Go for the time being. Just know that you might have seen it here. Okay, no, you didn't. All right, you didn't fucking see it. It gets its own F tier just because I fucking don't like Go that much, all right? And it's not its own F tier. Also, PHP is here, all right? Spoiler, but PHP is also here. I don't have much to say about these two languages. Like I'm sure it's fucking ununanimous. Jesus Christ. I'm sure it's acceptable to think that PHP is a low performing programming language. But it is like low hanging fruit. There's not much I could say about it that will make me a unique person in this regard. Same with Go. Like, it's just been beaten down to death, and you can't really like respect that shit, alright? So I'm not gonna talk about those much. What else? Okay, Groovy. I'm putting Groovy in D tier, maybe. Yeah, D tier. Alright. So I like to say that I first started programming with Minecraft. I made a Minecraft mods when I was when I was a teenager, when I was a preteen, when I was like 13. All right, I made Minecraft mods. I started programming by looking up a Java tutorial and a Minecraft mod tutorial, and I learned Java. And the next language I learned after Java was Groovy because it promised full interoperability with Java, and it looked like a cool language. All the things that I was missing in Java I found in Groovy. Or like the little Python course I took just for the fun of it, there were things in it combined with Java, and that was what Groovy was, and I liked it. Now that I look at it, it was not a cool language. Everything it has been done better in other languages. It's other JVM languages beat it, like it compiles the kind of crappy bytecode. It's not maintainable that much. It's kind of immature of a language. I don't want to diss the Groovy devs here. They're great people, but I've used this language a lot, and I just don't like it that much. I don't think I'm going to use it much in the future. It is definitely expressive when it comes to it, but, there's better ways to do things than Groovy does. All right. Okay, moving on. Haskell. Haskell gets the best of B+ tier. The reason for this being is that, the reason for Haskell being this a little low, some people will think, is that its implementations are just not that efficient. They're like its GC is kind of crappy when it's implemented in like GHC or something. It's not that fast. There's not many applications for Haskell in real life. Things. I'm sure that there might be more in the future, but who knows? Like, I'm sure other languages are also going to just beat Haskell in many regards. It is a cool language when it comes to it, though. I don't really want to put it above F sharp, but just for the respect it deserves as a language, I am doing it. I'm putting it at the top of B tier, a B+ tier. So yeah, let's move on. Hacks, I believe, is the next one, just from the top. Yeah, Hacks. I put Hacks below Elixir, but now that I think about it, I think it should go above Elixir. Did I do that? Oh, I did that. Okay, never mind. Hacks compiles to a lot of shit, but like it doesn't really do much in its own language. Like, it's not that much of an impressive feat that it does that. Like, its compilation to C++ produces like Java-like code that isn't really idiomatic C++. It doesn't generate idiomatic C++. So a solution that has come up in the recent years is something called Hashlink. It's making its own like bytecode VM something. That's also good for like compile time execution. Hacks has like cool macros and language features but it's still pretty close to like Java and things. It's still not. It's still a little old. It's old fashioned. It still does things the way that they're used to it. And like it's not the most efficient way to do things in most cases. So for that reason, I'm putting it below C++ and above Elixir, just for the sheer amount of things it can do, and also the underwhelming qualities of it, like how not very productive it is. You know what I mean? Next up is Java. Java, I believe I put below or above Dart. I put it above Dart. I put it above Dart. I kind of think that Dart's a little better. I don't think that's fair. The Dart. Um, Java is not very fun to write in as a language. Like, I don't think it's ever a sane decision to give a programmer Java to milk their productivity. I feel like Java is not the best way to do that. Maybe if you're like a beginner, Java will be nice and easy to understand for you. And like, it's clear what the code does, like when you write it. But beyond that, it's just not very fun in my opinion. And I'm putting it up there for the like history, for the JVM being caused because of Java, all the things Oracle has done for it. The thing about Java that it shares with C++ and Python and Ruby, which I'm going to get into later, is it has this thing where they're old languages that have standardizations and like committees that decide on what happens to them. Because they're so popular, not many new things happen to them. Like the new features that happen are like hotly debated, and they turn into this weird crap. I believe Perl was gonna have the same thing, but it like, yeah, Perl is just a complicated situation. That I believe is relevant. Why it's complicated. Anyway, Java, C++, Python, Ruby all share this kind of thing. Java suffered from it for a long time. It had no new features. It was like an old-fashioned language for such a long time. Now, with the 6-month releases and the weird things happening, it seems like Project Valhalla, like Project Loom, it seems like it's a little bit of a step in the right direction, but like just not enough. And Oracle like privatized it, and even though there's still an OpenJDK, it just doesn't seem like a bright future for Java, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? All right, time to move on to JS. I gotta rest my voice a little bit. Sorry, guys. Okay, so about JS, HTML and JS and CSS have always been something I've kind of resented, not because like they're bad implementations or anything, but because the web is so centered around them. Just because browsers mostly are designed around HTML and CSS and JS, just because the status quo and the norm is to do that for web pages. That's all that's done for web pages, and like things like Electron start to pop up that make desktop apps the same thing as web pages. While normally that would be a cool thing, the fact that it's HTML and JS and CSS makes it kind of worse, in my opinion. Like, you can't milk your full potential. Like, say you had a version of HTML, but instead of JS, it was Lua doing the scripting. Like, that would be way better already, right? Like, people already transpile to JS because JS is kind of a weird-ass language. And Lua is faster, so if you use Lua, maybe it would be beneficial overall for the world, right? Something I also want to say about Java and JavaScript is just the sheer impact of how bad languages they are has had on the world. Like, Java is what Minecraft is written in, right? Like server plugins, Minecraft server plugins, mods. They're all written in Java, and Java takes up a lot of memory and CPU, and that has made many kids need like stronger laptops just to play the newest Minecraft version, right? Minecraft is one of the highest selling games of all time, and it has had a huge impact, in my opinion. The Java, like, it's just such a big reach of like how a little small thing can go a long way. It's just an example of bad features being exaggerated to the highest amount. JavaScript has probably caused a crap ton of carbon emissions through like using a shit ton of RAM with things like Slack, or what else? There's that weird ass shit like the Twitch client, Parsec. Spotify is written in Chromium. It's written some version of Chromium. Like the Spotify desktop app is. Discord, though Discord is still kind of bad, but it's not that bad, you know. Electron has caused a lot of shit in there. Web pages overall could have been a lot better without, JS. What I want is a world where you can choose what you can do. Web pages and the internet can evolve with technology and also be unified with desktop apps in a way. We shouldn't be stuck with browsers. Browsers should not be under some dogma of how things should be. I don't believe that's how technology should work. As a person, I don't believe that. So what I'm gonna say is JavaScript is goddamn E tier, dude. That's the moral of this fucking story. That's where this goes. JavaScript is E tier. There's one other language in E tier that you might have seen already, and I'm gonna get to that. So the next language is Julia. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. Julia is, I believe, I put it in A tier above Crystal. So Julia is goddamn great for its purpose of dynamic language that is very fast when it comes to like scientific computations, which is what it's designed for. It's LLVM JIT. It uses a lot of memory, but it is fast, and it's very expressive when you use it for its main purpose, which is scientific computing. It is, I believe, meant as a replacement to Python a little bit. Python's shortcomings in that area of scientific computing has been expressed in Julia. I believe it's related to Fortran, like it can interface with Fortran for scientific computing. It is very good in its specific field, and that is why I'm putting it this high. It's just because of how cool it is that people enjoy it the way they do. I just think it's great overall. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Next language is Kotlin. I believe I put Kotlin in C+ tier, right? Yeah, all right. Let's put Kotlin in C+ tier. Above it? Yeah, no, below Erlang. So Kotlin, I've never believed is that cool of a language. Like, coming from Groovy, I never thought it added that much to Java, along with Scala. It's just like a mesh of features from Groovy and Scala and all this weird crap. It just didn't work for me, to be honest, but it did work for a lot of people, and it seems like its tooling is getting stronger. There's like Kotlin native now. It compiles to JS. There's a lot of things it can do now, and I don't really think as a language there's anything special about it. There's not much to go into there. Like if you want to see, if you can't see that for yourself, then you're not going to see that for yourself unless you get into Kotlin and you see all these languages and you can judge for yourself. So I'm not going to go into that much. So Lua's in C tier, the bottom of C tier. Lua is goddamn extensible. It can be used anywhere. Game engines, fucking digital audio workstations. You can script like synthesizers and sound effects for sounds. In Lua, there's a lot you can do with it. It's very versatile. It's one of the fastest dynamic languages, but it's not a great, language in terms of design and ease of use and productivity. It's not that great as a language, in my opinion. I can't bring myself to use it. I can only see like languages transpiling to it. That's kind of cool. Is that some languages are starting to compile and transpile to it. There's like a statically compiled Lua now. That's cool. Whatever. I've never really considered it a real contender, but I do think that Lua provides a lot of opportunities for things in the world. So next up is Nim. Nim is going to be S tier. All right, you gotta stick with me here. Nim and its metaprogramming are goddamn good. Nim's extensibility lets you add pragmas to the goddamn language. Like, I mean, Nim is so extensible that you can implement your own paradigms inside it, and it has native performance because it's compiled to C. It does have a GC, but it's getting improvements on that GC, and you can disable the GC, and there's a lot of shit you can do. It's just a very extensible language in general. The meta programming is very strong. It's very expressive in places. I really like using it. It's my favorite language at the moment. Yeah, there's not much else I could say about it. There are a couple of criticisms for it that I personally don't take to mind, so I won't mention them. You can look them up, but some of them are kind of like based in nothing. Like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. The creator and the people involved in them are really smart. They know what they're doing. The features it has is like picked from a great set of like sources and like inspirations from good languages implemented in good ways. It's just great for me. All right, man, my throat fucking hurts. All right, next up is OCaml. OCaml is also S tier in my opinion. I don't know anything about OCaml. I just want to say that. What I could say is the people who have used it have liked it very much. It seems like a cool language. It seems like it has good tooling, a good ecosystem. It seems like an expressive language. People like it. I'm just putting it S tier because of how much I've seen people be happy thanks to OCaml and what I've seen it can do. This says object in parentheses object Pascal, but this also includes Delphi. It's just Pascal in general, all right. And I'm gonna put it in. I believe I put it in B plus tier below Eiffel. Yeah, all right. I put it in B plus tier. The sheer reason is that Delphi has been a great joy for many people to use over the years. Delphi and Pascal are very easy languages to write and comprehend. They have good tooling. Delphi has been like things like FL Studio are written in Delphi, or Pascal. I don't know what the fuck they're written in. I just know that they're cool products, and that Pascal and Delphi bring out the best in people. All right, that's all I could say. That's what I know. Next up is Perl 5. That is. I believe I put it at the end of C tier. So Perl 5, many people have expressed dislike for it. It's been replaced largely by Python as a scripting language, like just for random tasks. People don't really think it's an expressive language. It's not very fast. Like I've seen people compare it to Tackle at points, and that's just the case for how depressing Perl 5 can be at points. I don't want to say depressing, but it's kind of aged. After a certain amount of time, it's kind of aged overall. Perl 5 is not that great in today's standards, in my opinion. Next up is Python. So Python's going to be a little bit of a shock. Python is above JS in E tier. I don't like Python that much. Python is slow. Python is not expressive. Python has grabbed many young developers and given them wrong ideas about the world, and it's just okay. That sounded a little dumb. Python is creating kind of a wrong example by being like the problem I mentioned about Java and Python and Ruby and C++. It's kind of old and it's run its course a little bit. Um, the features are too static. The new features that are getting added are kind of weird, like that fucking type of annotations that do nothing, or the walrus operator, whatever the hell that is. I don't know why they like made it a different thing. Like the language is just getting weird. I don't think it's like other languages are definitely way more stable in my opinion than Python and more expressive and more usable. It's just not a great example of a language. I don't fucking know what to say. All right, give me a kind of a break. Like kind of give me a break. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking tired. I can't really talk. You gotta excuse me. Perl 6 Raku. All right, Raku or Perl 6 is going a little high on the list. Below C++ or above C. Yeah, above C++. So this language seems kind of cool. It seems to have features that people want. The core audience of Perl 6 seems to really like it. It seems to be greatly built for them. Seems to be getting like different run times, just to like see it. They're testing different runtimes for Perl 6 just to see it for themselves, and I think that's cool alone that they're doing that. Like just looking out for their users and what they want. I think Perl 6 is going in a direction that a selection of people want, and that there's nothing anyone can do about that. Is that little love circle? This is getting a little stupid, but you gotta trust me here. That little love circle of Perl 6 is just a great circle jerk and very happy. All right, you gotta let them be. That's why Perl 6 is in B tier. All right, fucking B tier is where Perl 6 belongs. Is a fucking love circle. All right, Ruby. Ruby is in D tier below Groovy because it's worse than Groovy in every way. Like it's not that expressive. It's not on the JVM. You can't compile statically by option. Like you can't optionally compile static. It's just below Groovy in my opinion. And it doesn't have that many new things. Like I said, the Python problem, it's old. It's not changing. It's just not in a great state. Next up is Rust. Rust is A plus tier. I gotta find my mouse. All right. Rust is an A plus tier below Ada. The reason being is many people are adopting it. Many great things are being done in Rust. I don't personally use Rust. There's no bias here. There's a little bit of a bias, and that is confirmation or social bias. I think that, great things are happening with Rust. I don't think it's great in specific things. Like, if you try to do what Julia does in Rust, you wouldn't have great results. Rust isn't designed for everything. And the things that Rust is designed for, it does greatly. It does a great job at helping its users grow and do what they want. I feel like it's great in its own respective domain, And that's where I believe languages should be, in their own respective domain, where they have more strength, where more people can pull together and build this thing that is great and useful to them. Next up is Scala. God, I just want to get this done. My throat hurts. You gotta trust me here, alright? So Scala is gonna be a little high because I like Scala, alright? Scala is a cool damn language. It's only limited by its compilation times and the JVM, though it can compile to JS, and there's something called Scala Native. I believe Scala Native and Kotlin Native both use LLVM. So Scala has some cool features. It's very rich in what it can do. There's cool meta programming too. You've heard me mention metaprogramming a lot, probably. Well, that's because I really like it. I like extensibility. I like a language being able to do whatever you want it to do. I like it working with the human, and Scala does do that, along with many other languages at the top here. Um, yeah, that's it. I don't have much else to say except for the JVM maybe, because I'm experienced in that area. So let's move on to Scheme. Scheme, I think I put above Ski. What? I put it above Object. Yeah, that is not where I'm putting it. I'm putting it above Common Lisp. Um, like all, yeah, both of them are kind of the same in my mind. My brother, when he went to school when he went to university, they taught him Scheme, and that's where I first learned about Scheme. I know that sounds kind of stupid. I actually did hear of it before that, but I noticed it then, and it looked cool to me when I looked it up. It was like a cool education language. That's just where it belongs. I believe Scheme is a good designed language, and it does deserve a little bit of respect. Okay, moving on. Oh, Clojure. To talk about Clojure I believe is below Delphi here, a little better than C Sharp. It's just a cool language. It's useful too. People are using Clojure in a lot of things. It's also just a cool, Lisp implementation. Swift is below Kotlin. Swift is very limited in its uses. While not being that impressive of a language, it did have modern language features when it released in 2013. The features that it had were cool at the time, but not much got added, and it's still a very Apple centric product. So it can't be used in a lot of things. And other languages are more domain specific. They do things that fit programmers more in what they need. So I believe that Swift is not perfect for the programmer. I don't think it's great for the person to use. Yeah, it's like a worse Kotlin. All right, that's what I could say. That's what it is to me. Next up is C. C, believe it or not, does not go in C tier. It goes in B tier above Raku. You know why? That's because that's how much I like it. That's how much I like C, because languages compile to C, dude. There's a lot you can do with C. C is great. It has caused so much in the world. It is the horseman of the apocalypse as well as the god of God. All right? That's how cool C is. I am not going to go into detail about fucking C. Go fucking look up detail about C if you fucking need it. Alright? I can't explain to you this shit. Okay, we have TypeScript now as the last option. These two, like I said, do not count because I do not know about these languages. TypeScript is a cool language, and it goes here. Alright? It's a cool language, and that's where it goes. TypeScript has its own cool features, I believe. It's pretty unique in what it does. TypeScript brings many people together. There are many cool things done in TypeScript, such as Visual Studio Code that wouldn't have happened with just fucking JavaScript. It has united many people who normally hate the JS, but by adding types, some people just got fucking lured into the state of the JavaScript. I believe Visual Studio Code is a cool product. It is in fucking Electron, but I'm not gonna fucking beat on Electron because I'm not a piece of shit. There's a lot of good work done in Visual Studio Code, and I like Visual Studio Code, okay? It's cool. Microsoft has been doing cool work lately. I forgot to mention that F#, C#, TypeScript are great products. Okay? Not to fucking pray to the corporate god, but they're expressing kind of interest in this place. Alright? And that's all I could say. Don't fucking dislike the video just because I said one good thing about fucking Microsoft. Now, my throat hurts so much that I want to end the video right now. So I'm going to do that, alright? Please fucking tell me what you think about languages that are on this list or